Let me ask you something. Have you ever caught yourself doing the exact thing you swear you never do again, only to wonder, what's wrong with me? Hi, welcome to Louis-Philippe Talks. Today we're going to dive into why people keep repeating the same mistakes, and the truth might well surprise you. Most people think repeating mistakes is a sign of weak discipline, but the reality is this: we naturally go for the easy path, not for self improvement. We go for what we crave. We don't go for what's good for us. Like, of course, if you crave for something good, you may go for it, but then the easy path will most likely take over because it's easier to just sit on a couch or to scroll than to work for what you want. But then if you crave for something like there's a girl who's toxic, but you want to be with her, you want that relation because there's something that drowns you to her, right? Even though it's not easy, because you crave for it, you will push towards it. But this isn't self-improvement. Self-improvement is really like doing something for yourself with intention. Going to the gym, not to look big and strong, because this is would be craving the look, right? But just to be healthy, just to be with yourself and be like, hey, I cannot do 10 push-ups, and I want to be able to do 10 push-ups. I want to be able to do 20. And so I will start working out. Not because I want to have the biggest bicep, just because I see a weakness and I want to improve myself. So it's important to understand that what we crave for, if it's something superficial, we're most likely to go for it. But if what we crave for is something real, then the easy path will be a strong temptation to give up on that self-improvement path. And the thing is that we create shortcuts to go to them, and it becomes automatic routines that we keep repeating to save energy. Because when you do things on a routine, you don't think about it, you just do it. It feels like habits, impulses, or as someone may say, well, it's just the way I am. Saying just it's just the way I am is akin to saying, I'm not ready to work on myself. I'm not ready to change. This is who I am, and that's how I'm going to die. And that is really sad because you didn't even start, that you already gave up. You already gave up the idea of working on yourself without even starting it. I cannot do 10 push-up. Well, that's the way I am. I know. Keep doing push-up. Push yourself. Be proud of yourself. Keep you keep yourself accountable of, hey, I cannot do 5 push-up. I need to work on myself. That's not the way I am. This is the way I choose to be. But I can do something else at this very moment. It's like when we keep reaching for junk food, failing for the same kind of person, or scrolling instead of working. It's not a moral flaw. It's you defaulting to the quickest, most easy, and familiar pattern. Your mistakes aren't failures, they're autopilot settings you need to rewire. A lot of our repeated mistakes aren't actual decisions we took, even if they look like it. They are just automated decisions. They're survival responses from childhood or past experience that became our default reaction, responses that became familiar and so comfortable, even if it leaves us uneasy in the aftermath. Maybe you kept agreeing to every proposition growing up to avoid conflict. Now you can't say no. Maybe you learned that some emotion were unshareable. Now you shut down in relationships. Maybe chaos was normal at home. Now you recreate chaos without even realizing it. Your goal isn't to hurt yourself or others, quite the opposite. You're just trying to navigate life without getting hurt, and you use the same tricks that have kept you alive until this very moment. Because even if they hurt, those tricks, you're still here, and you know that it brought you here, so you just know that it works to act in such ways. So this means the mistake isn't the behavior. The mistake is assuming you've outgrown the pattern just because you're older. You've aged, but your survival code hasn't. It's not because you grow physically that inside you grow as well. Every repeated mistake has a reward. Yes, even the destructive ones. Going back to a toxic ex, the reward might be comfort, familiarity, or not being lonely. Procrastinating, the reward is temporary stress relief. Overspending, a quick hit of excitement. People pleasing, validation, approval, feeling needed. Scrolling, quick entertainment that makes us forget our responsibilities. The problem is that we seek a fast reward, regardless of what it is, and that you're getting rewarded before you pay the price. We learn from rewards, not regrets. And until you value the reward of healthier choice, the mistake will always win. The reward is a signification that you've succeeded in something. A bad habit gives us a reward faster than a healthier one. Eating fast food, easy and tasty food, one bite away. You get the reward straight away, and the price comes later. Unlike going to the gym, where the slow progress needs effort and discipline, at the gym you pay the price first with your sweat and get the reward afterwards. But how many times do you need to sweat before you feel a change? Here's a hard truth, and maybe the most important one. Most people don't repeat the same mistake because they don't know better. They repeat them because they aren't honest about their triggers, motives, and emotional needs. You say, I don't know why I keep texting them. But you do. You're lonely at night. You say, I don't know why I procrastinate. But you do. The task scares you. You say, I'll stop overspending. But you're chasing a feeling, not a product. And every time you spend, you have that feeling of excitement. Honesty is uncomfortable, but discomfort is the doorway to change. And you can't fix pattern you refuse to name. We all love the idea of tomorrow I'll be different, or as many say, new year, new me. But how long does this last, right? We believe that wanting something will make it happier. But what are you ready to do for it? Motivation is one thing, but what are you going to do with your motivation? Motivation is just a burst of energy. Oh, I want to do this, and oh, you feel excited. But it's not a system. You're trying to build consistency out of something that was never designed to last by itself. Take me, for example. I'm motivated to help people reconnect to themselves. Now, I need to plan how I'll do it. I use that burst of energy to push me forward, doing those videos, writing a book. Sometimes I feel like there's not much point of doing a video that few people will see. I lose the energy. But because I started the process, I remember what got me going in the first place. And here I am, persevering, remembering and creating the motivation that started all of it. Real change doesn't happen because you feel inspired. Real change happens because you build structures that guides you even when you don't feel like it. If you rely on motivation, You'll repeat mistakes because motivation will not always be there to push you. If you build a structure using your motivation, you'll replace them and your motivation will come back because you follow the structure that you did with that motivation. One of the biggest reasons we keep ourselves in familiar territory is because we know how it hurts. Bringing change to the familiar makes it unfamiliar, and so we fear being hurt differently. Going to the unknown is a synonym for going back to school, be a student again. As every student knows, learning is around the corner. When we learn, we can mess up. And when we mess up, we shame ourselves. We are the worst people with ourselves. We want to do something else, but we fear the learning process, mainly because of how hard we are on ourselves, as I said. We feel ashamed, but shame doesn't teach. Shame silences. Shame freezes you. Think of it like a child learning to walk. They fall thousands of times, but no one says, "Wow, you're terrible at this. You'll never walk." No, they're encouraged, supported, and guided. Adults need the same thing. It's not babyish, but we rarely give it to ourselves. We need to make failure a safe space where you will learn to encourage yourself instead of being your worst bully. When failure becomes safe, progress becomes possible. Here's a four steps process to escape the cycle. 1. Identify the real reward. What are you truly getting out of a mistake? Is it comfort, escape, attention, relief? What does it truly bring you in the long run? Make the reward harder to access. Create friction. Put your phone in another room. Delete the contact. Remove the triggers. 3. Replace the reward immediately. Your brain needs a substitute. Go for a walk. Call a friend. A 5-minute task. Journaling, breathing, accountability. 4. Celebrate tiny improvement. That is important. Every time you choose differently, even once, you're rewiring your brain. One victory at a time is enough to build a new identity. And to notice that decision you've made and make it an event for yourself. Now, don't scream every on your roof like, "Oh my God, today I trained." No, don't scream on your roof. "Oh my God, today I did this." No, just keep it for yourself and be proud for yourself individually. Just notice the decision you've taken for yourself and just be grateful that you had the strength to take such decision. Repeating mistakes doesn't mean you're weak. It means you're human with a brain built on routine, survival, and reward. We're all like this. But you also have something stronger than your patterns: awareness, intention, and the power to rewrite your own life, one choice at a time. If this helped you, don't forget to like the video, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs to hear it today. And if today's talk resonates with you, if you've been feeling disconnected, lost in your own life, or like you've built walls around yourself, I want to invite you to something special. In January, I'm hosting a free online workshop called The House of Self. It's for those who want to slow down, reconnect with their body and emotions, and rebuild that inner sense of home. We'll spend time discovering who you are inside, exploring your boundaries, and finding balance in your world again. It starts on the 5th of January, and it's completely free to join. You can sign up through the link in the show notes and start the new year not by adding more to your life, but by coming back home to yourself. Thank you for watching. Have a beautiful day.